In the ancient echoing halls of Buckingham Palace, history isn't just written, it's lived, breathed and felt in every stone and shadow. Each corridor holds secrets and every room has witnessed moments that shaped a nation. Whispers echo through these corridors, telling stories of tradition, power and the ongoing struggle to adapt to a rapidly changing world. The walls themselves seem to listen, holding on to the voices of those who have come before. For centuries, the monarchy has stood as a symbol of stability and continuity. But even these storied walls can't silence the tremors of change that now ripple through the palace. Recently, those whispers have grown louder, hinting at deep conflict and tension within the House of Windsor, as old ways clash with new expectations. Behind the grand ceremonies and the polished public image lies a world governed by strict protocols, immense pressure and the constant scrutiny of the outside world. The palace, often referred to as the firm, is an institution where loyalty is demanded above all else, and questioning the system can be risky, even dangerous. Power struggles and unspoken rules shape daily life, often putting the needs of the institution above the well-being of individuals who serve it. Asking for help can be seen as a sign of weakness. Conformity is not just encouraged but expected at all times. These whispers reveal a hidden world, one where tradition can feel like a cage, and personal freedom is often sacrificed for the sake of duty. The departure of a senior prince signals more than just a family rift. It's a sign of profound change and unrest within the monarchy itself, shaking the very foundations of royal life. To truly understand this crisis, we must listen closely to the whispers behind the palace gates and look beyond the surface. These whispers lead us past the headlines and public statements, guiding us to a deeper story about family, duty, and the immense challenge of changing a thousand-year-old system. The real story is far more complex and far more human than it appears, reminding us that even those who seem untouchable are not immune to struggle and change. Prince Harry's decision to step back from royal duties shocked the world, but it wasn't a sudden or impulsive move. It was the result of years of mounting pressure and personal reflection. The media often blamed relentless scrutiny and a desire for privacy, but the truth ran much deeper than headlines suggested. The constant presence of cameras and reporters was only part of the story. Years of frustration and feeling unheard inside the palace walls led to Harry's difficult choice. He witnessed firsthand the emotional toll that public life took on his mother, Princess Diana, and he vowed not to let history repeat itself. The pain of losing his mother, combined with the lack of support from the institution, shaped his determination to protect his own family at all costs. Harry and Meghan tried to modernize their roles, bringing fresh ideas and a new perspective. But their efforts met resistance from a system deeply rooted in tradition and protocol. The monarchy's rigid hierarchy and powerful courtiers made meaningful change nearly impossible, leaving little room for innovation or personal well-being. Ultimately, Harry chose his family's safety and happiness over the institution's unyielding demands, prioritizing their well-being above all else. This was not about escaping duty or responsibility, but about protecting loved ones from a system unwilling to adapt or offer genuine support. Their departure exposed a deep fracture within the monarchy, one rooted in the ongoing struggle between upholding tradition and embracing the need for change in a modern world. At its core, this story is about fundamental human needs: safety, trust, and the right to protect one's family, even when it means challenging centuries-old expectations. Among the palace's hidden struggles was the scandal of a so-called fake doctor. This advisor, with questionable credentials, held significant influence over royal health decisions. Some staff defended the advisor, while others, including Harry, were alarmed by the lack of accountability. The health of the royal family, especially a pregnant duchess, was at stake. Harry and Meghan demanded an investigation, but the palace prioritised reputation over transparency. The slow, defensive response deepened their mistrust. The scandal revealed a system where tradition and influence outweighed common sense and safety. It wasn't just about one advisor. It exposed deeper flaws in how power is managed behind the scenes. For Harry, it was proof that the structures meant to protect them were fundamentally broken. To understand Harry's protectiveness, we must remember the loss of his mother, Princess Diana. Her death, chased by the paparazzi, left a permanent scar. Harry saw the same media patterns targeting Meghan, and the palace's indifference echoed the past. His pleas for help were dismissed as part of the game. The fake doctor scandal heightened his alarm. He wouldn't let history repeat itself. Harry's actions were shaped by a vow: never let his family suffer as Diana did. The palace's failure to protect Meghan felt like a betrayal. For Harry, leaving was not an overreaction, but a necessary step to break the cycle. He refused to risk his wife and child's safety. His departure was the fulfillment of a promise made in grief and love. Meghan Markle entered the royal family with hope, but reality was harsh. The scrutiny was relentless, and during her pregnancy, her mental health suffered. She and Harry sought help from the institution, only to find indifference and concern for image over well-being. The fake doctor scandal made her feel even more unsafe. Their pleas were treated as PR problems, not human crises. Meghan's struggle exposed a system unable to see the person behind the title. For Harry, watching Meghan suffer was unbearable and confirmed their need to leave. Their experience revealed a deep failure of compassion within the palace walls. At the very heart of Harry and Meghan's departure from royal life lies a profound crisis of trust, a fracture that would change the course of the monarchy. Trust slowly broke down between family members, with Harry feeling deeply let down by those he once relied on most, and a sense of isolation growing within the palace walls. The royal household, which was meant to protect and support its members, gradually transformed into a defensive bureaucracy, more concerned with image than with well-being. The fake doctor scandal became a symbol of this failure. Serious concerns were brushed aside, and the preservation of reputation always seemed to come first, no matter the cost. Harry and Meghan's vision for a more open, modern monarchy was consistently met with resistance and skepticism from within the institution. The institution clung tightly to its old ways, unable or unwilling to adapt to the rapidly changing realities of the world outside palace gates. Their trust in the monarchy's future was ultimately shattered, leaving them with difficult choices. This wasn't just about fashion, protocol, or public appearances. It was about losing faith in the very people and systems that were supposed to support and protect them. The crisis exposed the monarchy's ongoing struggle to balance centuries-old tradition with the urgent need for meaningful change and progress. For Harry and Meghan, staying would have meant sacrificing their values, their mental health, and their sense of well-being. In the end, leaving was the only way they could reclaim trust in themselves, their relationship, and the future they hoped to build together. The monarchy survives by mastering secrecy and controlling information. Problems are handled quietly with the goal of protecting the crown's image. Scandals like the fake doctor are contained with information tightly controlled. Official statements are vague, and the motto is never complain, never explain. For Harry and Meghan, this culture of secrecy was suffocating. Their calls for transparency clashed with the institution's instinct to bury problems. The palace's fortress-like approach prioritizes the institution over individuals. In the age of social media, this strategy is harder to maintain. The tension between public duty and private family is at the monarchy's core. The palace's methods may have worked in the past, but today they risk eroding trust and relevance. The conflict between the Sussexes and the monarchy is a clash of old versus new. Harry and Meghan brought fresh ideas and connected with a diverse younger audience. Their push for independence and openness threatened the palace's traditions. The monarchy's survival depends on continuity, not rapid change. Courtiers saw their ideas as dangerous experiments, not helpful reforms. The system's rigidity left no room for compromise, all in or all out. Dismissing their concerns was easier than facing the need for evolution. The inability to adapt is the monarchy's greatest challenge. Harry and Meghan's departure is a warning. Resisting change risks making the institution obsolete. Today, the dust has settled, but the story is far from over. The issues that drove Harry and Meghan away, accountability, resistance to change, and the struggle between duty and well-being, remain unresolved. The palace's secrets, like the fake doctor scandal, are still hidden. The monarchy faces a crossroads. Can it modernize and value its members' well-being? The next generation, led by Prince William, must choose the path forward. This is a living story, still unfolding, a drama of love, loss, and the search for freedom. Even in palaces, people need to be heard and protected. The final chapter is unwritten, and its outcome matters for a family, a nation, and the world.